to a very special program. My guest today has appeared on national television across the United States, Canada, and many parts of Europe. 12 years ago, she created a magnificent piece of jewelry called the Talisman pendant. And to date, over 500,000 people worldwide wear the talisman and have experienced very positive results in their lives. To tell us a little more about the talisman and how it could help you in your life is Sanna Monosov. Sanna, it is such a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us. Now, Sanna, when I think about the word talisman, I think about a lucky symbol, a lucky charm, and I did do a little bit of research, and I understand that such large historic figures such as Julius Caesar and Napoleon all had lucky talisman. Tell us a little bit about generally the talisman and specifically your talisman.
Well, a talisman is a very old concept. It's been around for thousands of years. People use different talismans to achieve different purposes in life. Sailors used to carry aquamarine for safe sea travel. Soldiers used to carry hematite into battle. Mothers in Italy would put coral around their babies' necks for protection. Royalty used to wear sapphire. In fact, anything that you think brings you luck is considered to be a talisman. It can be shoes, it can be a tie, it can be a shirt, a pebble, a four-leaf clover, anything at all.
I bet many people watching can relate to that. Now, for example, Sanna, I have a lucky shirt that I wear for special occasions. Sanna, your talisman, however, is very unique and different to the ordinary talisman, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's very unique because it's based on the science of astrology, and it covers every aspect of life. So whether it's love, health, business, relationships, money, anything and everything that concerns people on everyday basis, this talisman is there to cover. This talisman will have all the components under which one is born, thereby creating your astrological identity. Every talisman will have your astrological lucky numbers, your zodiacal constellation, your ruling planet or planets, the astrological sign of the zodiac, and of course your zodiacal stone. The combination of these symbols creates and retains energy vital for every person's well-being.
So this combination found in the pendant allowed you 12 years ago to get a patent or a patent on this item.
Yes.
And one of the most interesting things to me, and I think to many of you watching, is that each talisman is personalized according to when you were born.
Yes, that's right. And this talisman, people ask me a lot of the times, how does it work? How can a piece of jewelry create such changes in your life? And it's very simple. It works with the wearer, with your energy, with your biofield, because everything in nature has an energetic biofield, okay? And most of us don't know this information. We have no need for it. But it's a fact that whenever a child is born, there are certain celestial bodies present in the universe. And these celestial bodies imprint, impact our lives, our personalities, our very destiny. So whether we like it or not, understand it or not, believe it or not, that's a fact. The talisman is there to help us achieve the things that we most desire in life. It works on the things that are on the forefront of our minds, the things that occupy our minds the most, whether it's love, health, business, relationships, money. That's what makes this talisman so unique, because it covers every aspect of life.
After getting the talisman, wonderful things started to happen to me. I finally received a nice divorce settlement, which I'd been waiting on for 2 years. I got promoted as an administrative assistant for a senior vice president at the bank I worked for. I went back to college. I could go on and on about the great things that have happened. It just keeps getting better and better.
So you're saying that by wearing the talisman, we could, with a little bit of help ourselves,
That's right.
achieve certain goals in life.
Absolutely.
Whether it be career, whether it be love, whether it be finances. Would this be applicable to students trying to get into grad school?
Everyone. This talisman transcends age, religion, gender. It's for absolutely everyone and anyone. This talisman is there to help you help yourself achieve the things that you most desire, even if those things may be on your subconscious level. But you have to remember this, and I always address the viewers with this statement. You have to remember this is not a magic wand. not for 1 minute, please don't think that once you buy the talisman, you put it on and you sit yourself on the couch and you do nothing about circumstances in your life, things will change. They will not.
I'm pleased you said that.
You have to participate in your own life.
You may be watching our program and saying, this all sounds very good, but hocus pocus? How does this possibly work? One of the interesting things for me about the talisman is it's based on science.
It is based on science.
You did a lot of work and research before coming up with
this. Yes,
I
did. And we know today, if you read the Celestine Prophecy, you will find that everything in this universe is made up of energy. There is negative energy and positive energy. We know that negative is destructive, positive is essential for success, for good health, for absolutely everything, for just well-being. But negative energy is much stronger than positive energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. So what is left to do? We must try and collect and preserve as much positive energy as we can so that the negative, since it can't be destroyed, it can be held at bay. And I have many, many, many testimonials pertaining to just that.
I truly believe the talisman has had a positive effect on me by intensifying my inner peace. It has kept me out of certain situations that I probably would have just gone in head first.
Sanna has been on national television right across the United States, across Canada, across many parts of Europe, and over 500,000 people around the world are wearing the talisman. That's extraordinary, Sanna. Does the talisman help repel negative energy? Because we know there's a lot of that out there.
There is, unfortunately, especially with the way the world is today, there is a lot of negative energy out there. We are simply not used to terms like positive, negative energy, because on everyday basis it's negative emotions. It's like fear, stress, jealousy, envy, a word spoken carries energy. So we deal in emotions, but in reality it's negative and positive energy. We know that negative energy is stronger than positive energy. We know also that energy cannot be destroyed. So the only thing that we can do is isolate ourselves from the effects of negative energy. You wear the talisman, you build this unseen cocoon around you.
It's armor.
Armor.
It's
Thank
armor.
you. Yes.
If you're watching the program and you're not satisfied, perhaps, with the direction your life is going in, why not do something about it?
That's right.
And try the talisman.
Exactly, because if you keep doing what you're doing, you will keep getting what you're getting.
Well, every time I look at my talisman, this strange reverence comes over me, and I feel that I can achieve anything I set my mind to.
Now you can discover the power of the talisman for yourself. Why not improve the circumstances of your life? Bring positive energy into every aspect of your life. With over 500,000 satisfied talisman wearers around the world, this talisman may just be the answer for you.
Welcome back to our show. My guest is Sanna Monosov, the creator and inventor of the talisman pendant. Sanna, I hope you don't mind me being a little personal with our viewers. I would like to tell them that 12 years ago when you created the talisman, it wasn't with an eye to getting it out into the public or creating a business. Something occurred in your life that made the talisman almost critical for you to keep going forward. Tell us the story, please.
Well, the talisman, obviously, it hasn't been created for the public. It hasn't been created for commercial purposes. It was created out of need and desperation to help me, my husband, and my daughter, to help my family get out of a horrible situation that we found ourselves in, and unfortunately many people find themselves in.
Now, we don't want to pry into details, but was this a situation, and perhaps many of our viewers can relate, whereby circumstances pulled you right down, perhaps into a deep depression?
Pulling me right down into a deep depression is saying nothing. It's like saying nothing. Imagine this scenario. My husband is working. I am a stay-at-home mom. We have a beautiful daughter. We have our own house. We have 2 cars. Everything is going well. And in a blink of an eye, we lost everything we owned.
Everything?
Everything, completely wiped out, totally and completely, where we had to sell the house, the cars, everything. It was a horror. And it threw me into a horrible depression. And I'm not easily depressed, let me tell you.
You seem like a very upbeat individual.
I am optimistic. I am not easily depressed. But this threw me into a horrible depression where I wouldn't get out of the house. I wouldn't leave the bedroom. I wouldn't open the shutters.
Sanna, I wonder how many of our viewers can in fact relate to what you're saying.
Unfortunately, many.
Where things go really badly off track. Perhaps you're in a situation, a financial situation, or a love situation whereby things haven't worked out, and you're finding it difficult to pull yourself out of the mire,
Let
so
me
to
tell you,
speak.
it's not difficult. It seems to you, when you find yourself in a situation like this, it seems that it is impossible. I know there are many motivational speakers out there, and the message that they project is essential. They promote positive thinking, positive frame of mind, and it's absolutely true. In order to succeed in life, you have to be in a positive frame of mind, because positive attracts positive, because successful people hang with successful people. They don't like hanging around naysayers and negative people. But why would you be positive if there is nothing in your life to be positive about?
Exactly.
You don't have a job, you don't have anyone to share your life with, you're depressed, you do, every single morning you wake up and you don't want to get out of bed. And that's what happened to me. I did, and every morning my mother would call me and say, everything will be fine, everything will be okay, please get out, please get up and go out, do something. And I couldn't.
Sanna, we get the sense of how bad things were. It's the old saying, smile and the world smiles with you, cry and you cry alone.
That's right.
Please tell us, what did you do to turn things around? How did the talisman come to be born?
Well, let me tell you, I was the biggest naysayer, the biggest skeptic. Because for me, in order to believe something, I have to feel, touch, see. It has to be tangible for me. One day, I walked into my daughter's room and I stumbled upon a book on talismans and stones by a professor in the field. And I found at that time that there are certain celestial bodies, certain influence, certain forces out there that influence my life, of which I knew nothing about. And then, having had nothing to lose at the time, I decided to create something, and I started my research. I stayed up nights doing translations, and I found that all the elements that you see on the talisman have a direct impact on my life. So what we did was put it on a piece of jewelry. I knew at the time that it had to be done in precious metal. So my husband made 3, one for me, one for himself, and one for our daughter. We started to wear it. I started to wear mine in June of '95. I thought nothing was happening, and I'm walking around the house saying,
Yes.
you know...
Well, sorry, were you still skeptical at this point?
Very much so. I kept saying, why am I wearing this, just creating noise,
Yes.
and nothing is happening in my life? Come August, Canadian Home Shopping invites me for a presentation. Now imagine this, I'm a housewife, and this is television, okay?
Yes.
I go for a presentation in August of '95. In October of '95, I debuted the talisman on Canadian Home Shopping. Since then, it became one of the most popular jewelry items. In 1996, I go to the United States, shop in BC, then QVC, and the 1997, England.
Unbelievable. So all over the world,
Simultaneously.
simultaneously,
Yes.
let's fast forward 12 years from back then.
Yes.
500,000 plus people around the world are wearing the talisman. Now, we're going to get a nice close-up of a talisman, and I'd like you to walk our viewers through all of these unique and special elements.
Absolutely. You have your zodiacal astrological sign, then you have your zodiacal constellation, which is a group of stationary stars. They just stay there, we revolve around them, and that's how the zodiac was named, after this constellation. Then you have your ruling planets. In this case, you have Mercury, that rule your personality, your emotions. Then you have, of course, your zodiacal stone. Of course, your zodiacal stone is different from your conventional stone of the month. Your zodiacal stone is more personal, it belongs to your sign of the zodiac, whereas your stone of the month is shared by 2 signs of the zodiac. Now, all of these symbols belong to traditional astrology. Of course, you have your zodiacal lucky numbers that come from the school of Pythagoras. Even back then, Pythagoras told us, he knew that everything is made up of energy, and that there are numbers that are there to create harmony in your life or disharmony. And these are there to create harmony in your life, and of course you can use them for many different things.
There's a lot of science behind the talisman.
Yes.
And what we're going to do when we come back is chat a little more about the science. You're going to be astounded at how many people are very, very serious practitioners of astrology.
Yes.
And some of the real heavy science behind this whole concept.
That's right.
Take a look at this.
So I think what's beautiful about wearing the talisman is that so many positive things happen to me and for me. The immediate goal was a job, but the next big goal was the weight loss. And it wasn't an easy thing because it's not like, you know, genie or magic for you to lose weight. It's a mental thing as well as a physical thing. Before I got this talisman, I would give up. I would give up, oh, I'm meant to be overweight and just continue to eat unhealthy, don't exercise, whatever. But honestly, since I've had this talisman, I don't even think about giving up.
Now you can discover the power of the talisman for yourself. Why not improve the circumstances of your life? Bring positive energy into every aspect of your life. With over 500,000 satisfied talisman wearers around the world, this talisman may just be the answer for you.
I've been wearing the talisman for over 10 years, and I always had the confidence. It provided me with the confidence that I needed not to fall under peer pressure. Alcohol and cigarettes were never an issue for me. I always had the confidence. Goals that I set for myself were always achieved. For example, I went for a job interview one time without the talisman. I forgot it in my purse and I didn't get the job. And then I went for another interview and I made sure that I was wearing my talisman and I got the job. And it's the best job that I've ever had. So I'm very happy about that, and it's all thanks to the talisman.
If you've just joined our program, my guest is Sanna Monosov, who 12 years ago created and patented a magnificent piece of jewelry called the Talisman pendant. Now to date, over 500,000 people all over the world are wearing the talisman, and many of them have enjoyed some very profound life changes. Sanna, this talisman pendant that you created is actually based in science.
Yes, it's based on the science of astrology. And of course, we know today, according to research, statistical research and just research, we know that astrology, in fact, is a science. We know that it's very, very ancient. We know that it dates back at least 5,000 years. That's where written history places it. And we also know logic dictates that if something didn't work, wouldn't have survived that long. And yes, astrology is a science. As a matter of fact, Sir Isaac Newton was an avid astrologer. Leonardo da Vinci was an avid Kepler.
Look at some of the great mathematicians and some of the ancients like Pythagoras,
yes,
Copernicus.
Yes.
When you go back thousands of years,
yes,
astrology has remained in the forefront of human interest.
Absolutely. Well, even today, more and more physicists connect with astrology because the way I understand it, and I don't know much about physics, but the way I understand it is that somehow astrology and physics are interwoven. If you take Einstein, Bohm, William Kippen, and this is a current physicist. He's a professor of physics.
I see.
Who was the biggest naysayer, who bashed astrology at every turn until he studied the subject.
He did the research and
yes,
now he's a believer. Now, I want to show you some of the elements within the talisman that actually make it scientific and allowed you to get your patent. And since I have Sanna Monosov as a captive audience in our studio, I want to tell you that I'm a Virgo, and I'd be very interested as to what my talisman would look like. And would you comment on the gemstones? Because
absolutely.
I understand they're genuine.
Yeah, they are. They're cut especially for our talismans. All the stones are genuine cabochon cut stones. The only faceted stone is a diamond in lieu because, well, we know we don't cap diamonds. And there is also an opening behind the stone, and it's there for a purpose. It's not there only so that the stone catches the light better, but it's there so that the energy between the celestial bodies and the wearer goes through.
I like it.
Yes.
Sanna, let's get a nice close-up now of the talisman that's appropriate for the Virgo.
Okay.
Would you walk us through, as an example, what I could expect when I get my talisman home? By the way, each talisman comes in a beautiful jewelry box, and there is a card that Sanna will show you shortly that explains everything. Let's take a look at Virgo, shall we?
Let's do that. You are seeing your zodiacal lucky numbers.
Thank you.
And then, of course, you have your astrological sign of Virgo. It looks like an M.
Okay.
Okay. Then you have your zodiacal constellation, which is a group of stationary stars, of course, and your ruling planet is Mercury, and of course Mercury rules the mind, intelligence. And then of course you have the beautiful emerald, which is your zodiacal stone, as opposed to sapphire, which is a stone of the month of September.
Interesting.
Okay, so the combination of these elements create for your astrological identity, your astrological passport, and they influence your life whether you know this or not.
You know, this is fascinating. Every single talisman then is uniquely created for the individual according to their date of birth.
Initially, I liked how it looked. In a short while, it's really become my lucky talisman. It's on me all the time. I'm going nowhere without it. I bought it for my family, for my wife and my children.
Sanna, is this an appropriate item to give as a gift to somebody?
It's the best gift you can give to anybody. It's a gift of love and protection. It shows you care, and it's for absolutely everyone. It transcends age, religion, gender. It's for absolutely everyone. And if you're in a point in your life where you think that everything is absolutely perfect, let me tell you, you want to keep it that way, because it can be gone in a blink of an eye.
Maintain the status quo. Hey, one of the things that really interests me about the talisman is the fact that it's really rooted in astrology. Now, there isn't anybody watching this program that doesn't know what their sign is, for example. And how many people today consult the newspaper or go online to check your horoscope? Let's very quickly summarize some of the other aspects that has made the talisman so popular right across the world. This is going to envelop you with positive energy, protection from negative energy.
That's right, and repel negative. And you know, I have so many testimonials from people from every walk of life, different religions, and of course this talisman is not a religious item. People wear the talisman with every show of faith. People tell me stories that are mind-boggling, that are sad, that are funny. You just name it, you know, because this talisman is so diverse in how it helps people, whether it's on a conscious level or subconscious level. It covers every aspect of life. People were able to find employment. People were able to find someone to share their lives with. People were able to just find peace of mind, the inner peace that we're all searching for. People have been able to change things in their lives that were making them unhappy.
What an opportunity. This is the only place you can pick up your talisman. And let me say one quick thing, Sanna. I address the gentleman. Your wife is tired of getting perfume for every single occasion. I address the ladies. Stop with the socks. What a fantastic gift for somebody you really love and care for. Consider the talisman for yourself and consider it as a gift as well. Well, if you've just joined our program, we have Sanna Monosov in the studio. And just as a brief recap, 12 years ago, Sanna created the beautiful talisman pendant. A pendant that's so unique, you achieved a patent.
Yes.
And over 500,000 people around the world now wear the talisman as part of their everyday life.
Yes.
If you're interested, if you're intrigued, if you're the least bit curious, you need to pick up your phone, order your talisman, put it around your neck, and let it become part of your life. You may start to see and feel some big, profound, and positive changes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because, see, the testimonials that are pouring in and have been pouring in for over a decade now are so diverse, from people from every walk of life. I had one particular testimonial that sticks in my mind. A lady from New York who was on a political campaign for some politician in New York. She wouldn't disclose the name. I was extremely curious, but she wouldn't say. Anyway, she said that the stress, the backstabbing, the negative energy there was palpable, and she would go home drained every night. She got the talisman. She says the negative energy and the negative people are still out there. They just don't influence me. They don't touch me.
I love it. There isn't anybody watching that couldn't benefit from the protective power of the talisman. Sanna, may I thank you so much for being with us for
My
the last
pleasure.
half hour.
Thank you.
It's been fascinating. And if you're interested, if you're intrigued, if you'd like to experience the power of the talisman for yourself, it's as easy as calling the number right on the bottom of your screen. Thank you so much for watching, and best of luck with the talisman.
Now you can discover the power of the talisman for yourself. Why not improve the circumstances of your life? Bring positive energy into every aspect of your life. With over 500,000 satisfied talisman wearers around the world, this talisman may just be the answer for you.